for me, it has been 4 days of investing in my practice, in reinvesting in collaboration, re-looking again at, collaboration, and also just repositioning yourself around some of the thought processes that one normally, has. And also for me as a storia, I've been looking at this and, understanding the layers of storying that are coming and also what it takes. For one light, if a director says this, what does it mean, to take that light, to focus it, to do, there's a lot of things that have been happening that we otherwise take for granted. And for me, that has been a very big plus. It has made me think a lot about how I'd approach, work going forward.
In process-driven work, I think this act of honing in on one specific aspect is a way to get more curious and understand your work in a different way. And maybe next time that's breath or dialogue, but this act of really magnifying one aspect of the work can do so much for deepening your understanding of what you're making.
A challenge that I experienced that I really enjoyed was a technical challenge, and that was rethinking and shifting what one knows about color theory. So we are taught the primary colors, blue, yellow, red, and then we're working with RGB, the red, greens, and blues, and then we're having to convert that to CMY, cyan, magenta, and yellow, and really finding that sense of translation between the colors was a challenge. That light does not mix how paint mixes, which I'm quite well versed in paint color theory. So that was an incredible challenge and has opened scientific facets of my brain that I really enjoy.
One thing that I will take is that I need to play. I need to try again and not be afraid to fail, because everything that I think of could work, but how? So I always need to try. So that's what I'm taking from here, because we tried so many things and they all worked.
To remain curious and to try and remind myself as often as I can to stay curious to the process, to not accept that just because something works doesn't mean that it can't work in a different way or it can't be better, and not to dismiss an idea that seems like a bad idea as a bad idea, because that could actually be the best idea.
For me, the challenge, I would say, thinking that I'm wrong whenever I'm voicing out my ideas. So you keep quiet for a while, because now you're thinking, my colleagues here, they might think that what I'm saying, it's stupid, But I learned in the space that nothing is stupid. So just bring your stupidity, then we'll make it work.
Greatest challenge was to switch off the director and to not try and make a beautiful piece or try and make something because it might look good. To trust that I'm not fully comfortable with this decision, but let's see what it does. It may not make the piece beautiful, but it's making it more meaningful, maybe.
I would love to see these processes crack and seep into the university and academies. Unfortunately, at universities, due to insurance, due to academia, due to professional and support staff, lighting and equipment in terms of that scenography is not really engaged with. And I couldn't help sit here and thinking, we need thousands of students in the room, even if it's just for a couple of hours. I know I'm going to try my best to take this forward into my pedagogy, but I would love to see universities crack open and really take on lighting and the magic of lighting and illumination as a legitimate discipline and not just an additive.
This is what happens when you take away the bureaucracy, you take away funding that is targeted at ticking boxes. When you invite industry, specialists to interact with other people, this is what happens. Is that, and we don't have many places like that in the world, where it is not about egos, it's not about, you take away everything that, has to do with ego, hierarchy, bureaucracy, levels, elevation and that, and you just take a room, plain as this is not a theater, these are white walls, this is it's not a black box, and you come into it and you experiment. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the industry, there's always something to learn. It doesn't matter how old you are, there's always something to learn. It doesn't matter whether you are a master at your camera, at this, there's always something to learn. You know, there's even something to learn when you think you're not learning.
Something that I will certainly take away from this as a soloist is I am never, ever going to be a soloist again, in that my duet partner will forever be photons, lights, color, angles, directions.